not. He
Are we doing this again? Are we really doing this again?
Here's my assistant pastor. So he could not. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Okay,
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. So he could not, because the hotel was sold out. He could not get another room, even though the latch on his door was broken. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, I live in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
There was just last week or maybe the week before a 19-year-old guy that got busted for robbing gay men
I read
that
story.
he met on Jacked and Grindr. Now this is the interesting part right here, okay? Why did Donnie use the term "I got jacked"?
Because he's familiar with that term.
Out of all the other terms, like I was,
Donnie.
I'm trying to give him, I'm really trying. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh my goodness!
But why would he tell on himself and say, "I got jacked"? Out of all words and terms that he could have used, he telling us. Now, they just put out that flyer that looked like an obituary.
Right. Oh, that flyer, that old flyer. Somebody
but
said,
it seemed
why
like Donnie working hard as hell for it to come to pass. I'm concerned. Saints, we got to go into prayer.
We got to pray. It's prayer time.
Because it's a spirit or horniness or something that has set up habitation in him.
But and then he'll go back and start calling us salacious and we're demonic because we have questions. You run
and then he
around
wants
here.
First of all, would nobody have known that happened?
Right.
If you hadn't told. But see what it is, Chris, he keeps trying to get ahead of whatever is going on. So he feels like, which in some theory is true, is better for us to hear it from him and hear it first from him than getting it from somebody
Why does he
else.
continue to run around and then you want to, if you're feeding the homeless, you're somewhere, you in the ratchet part, somewhere. You're feeding the homeless and you're running around by yourself. You won't take an adjutant. I don't know if he's scared of somebody going to think the adjutant's his lover or something. He needs somebody to go with him.
But they got some bad women to do security. That's true. Now. I mean, but see, he is okay. I'm just gonna call it what it is. He's creeping, or what it seems to be. It seems that he wants to be by himself, so that when he creeps off and has these urges to have sex or have some kind of encounter with a man, he is not worried or has to worry about it getting out.
And don't have to pay.
And if you have an adjutant or somebody traveling with you, you gotta lie to them. You gotta figure out a way to, ditch them so you can do whatever. But either he needs to start carrying, or he needs to be a little more selective. Now, I would think at his fee schedule, he could just hire him an escort. Okay.
Yeah.
let
Yeah,
me just
yeah.
break you off $300 or $400. You come over here and screw me real good
Mm-hmm,
and go on
mm-hmm,
about
mm-hmm.
your business,
Be
and then ain't
gone.
no
Be gone.
exactly. I mean, come on now. See, this is what I'm gonna say to him. There's a right way to
To
do
do
wrong.
wrong. You got that right.
You know, and see the thing that now this is what gets me, and then I'm gonna let you you share your insight and
Uh-huh.
thoughts of it. This is getting to ready. If he don't reel it in like real quick, this is getting ready to either one be an embarrassing scandal
Yeah.
that he's not going to be able to explain away, or something very bad, like the whole situation. Okay, we would have never known Andrew Gillum was like this close
Mm-hmm.
to being governor of Florida. He was writing himself a political career
Right.
ticket, just an inch. We was thinking that maybe Biden would pick him to
Mm-hmm.
be a running mate for vice president. I mean, we were in love with and drinking the brand the Andrew Gillum
Right.
Kool-Aid. He was going to be our Barack Obama number two.
Yeah.
And so we were all just devastated that one, we find out that you're doing recreational drugs,
Mm-hmm.
you butt naked,
With
you gay, you in a hotel room and
poppers.
you did with two men, and then you doing fentanyl and getting so high that a person is a nurse and has to know you're going to be on the brink of death, so they bring a ventilator to be able to
Mm.
pull you back. And we see pictures of this good looking, educated brother naked in laying in his own vomit
Yeah. Yeah.
with two homies. And then he was so stupid. If he at least had screwed two of the boys, two black boys, they probably would have covered him,
Or just robbed them and left them there at least.
or would have, they wouldn't have been probably telling the
No.
news. You know what I'm saying?
No.
They would have been like,
Mm-mm.
oh, this is Gillum. Let's keep this covered up, or let's keep this hush hush. Now his whole life is destroyed. We don't even see him, hear from him, nothing.
Right.
And so,
Right.
you know, I mean, this has, with Donnie, this has the potential for that, and a Jesse Smollett situation written all over it. What
It
are you
smelled
doing?
it smelled a little Smollettish.
It really
It really
is.
is.
And he's taking some major. He's taking some serious risk,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And he
and
continues
and
to
and,
do it.
but see, that's the thing. It's like, that spirit is like a drug. It's like a habit, and when you get an itch, you gotta scratch it. And I don't know. I'm just wondering, because see, now he was out. Now either that, or do you think he's doing recreational drugs?
Well, my question too, before you go there, like Ray Bishop just asked, is there a police report? Have we located a police report?
Well, in his account, he ain't said nothing about the police. I'm just saying. I'm just going on what he
There'll be
posted.
one tomorrow.
He ain't posted no. And then this is the part that I'm thinking about, because if you in downtown or anywhere where Union Station is, I mean, like downtown Atlanta got cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
They got them little blue lights, and they got
Hmm.
cameras everywhere.
I mean,
So
in my little city, we got cameras everywhere, so I know where he was. There has to be, because he was in Albany.
then you don't say if the person drew a gun on you, and then you say that you wasn't physically attacked, you wasn't hit, you wasn't, in any kind of way. He's very detailed in his account.
It sounds like Ty said, Kabuki Trade jacked them. They got the goodies and stole his stuff. That happens.
Well, you think he was having sex outside on the street?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, because I don't know. I like Netflix. And so you remember Halston, right?
Yes, that was a good documentary.
But he liked to, he would go out on the street.
He would. See, it's not about him being able to get someone. Yes, he can have an adjutant. Yes, he can have somebody go with him, but that's not exciting. That wasn't.
Yeah, see, he likes living on the edge. Yeah, see, he like, yeah. See, that's part of the euphoria of the rush. He like, I got you. Yeah, he want to be dangerous. That gives him.
But I don't mean any harm. Like I said, he's going to get on. He's going to say we're going to hell, and he's going to condemn us, and he's going to do a Tabitha like Tabitha did Wendy. God bless you, and he's going to get us. But the fact of the matter is, he keeps bringing these crazy stories to us, and we're just supposed to say, "Oh, okay, that sounds legit. That's cool."
And then the people, they get mad at me. And we are so messed up as Black church folks. We so messed up because and we get to the point where our pastors and preachers and prophets, they can say anything, just like that ignorant woman that stood up and the man and cursed the son of the man that actually owns the church,
right?
That they was renting. God ain't showed her that.
Yeah.
But we just go along. Like, I know y'all like me, but don't go along with something just because you like me, and it's not true. Or know that it's you know what I'm saying. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Would it really be a big deal if he came out?
No, he's already been out. He's out. He's out. I'm tired of this mess.
He might as well just go on and say he's a practicing homosexual. Go on and have an alternative church. Let whoever gonna be mad be mad.
Whoever stays,
because he done made plenty of money as it is. He was down there dealing with that boy that was a flight attendant by day, and an escort by night.
What you say?
That lives in Houston. I ain't gonna call his name.
You call names, dates, and places.
Okay. What's the boy's name? I think it's Javon or something. But anyway,
call him.
He was already going with him. He go over there to that church that Yolanda Adams go to. And
Brentwood? No, she don't go to Brentwood, does she?
No, she don't go to Brentwood. She go to some off-brand people.
Oh, okay.
Mark somebody or Anthony somebody or something like that. She not with Keon, thank God, but she's with somebody. I mean, but I think, I don't think it would be. I just don't think it would be that big of a deal if Donnie went on and came out.
But William,
and had a boyfriend and just went on and been alternative. I think the people would, it would be a talk. We would talk about it for about a week.
He wouldn't get the gigs he's getting though, because the church wants you to stay in the closet and continue to allow them to use you. That's what they want. So it wouldn't work out for him, unfortunately.
So
but Donnie needs.
I don't think it would be a big deal. Now, so you think the radio, I don't see how we can be that antiquated and then y'all doing all this other stuff y'all doing.
I mean, and I feel sorry for him, because just like when I was watching that something he did on TV One. It wasn't Unsung, but it was something else. And he was just saying how he just believes he'll be alone for the rest of his life. He's just so lonely, so downtrodden looking, and it's because he refuses to live his life. You know, he refused his life. He's living the life that he needs to live for his church, for his, people he's associated with, like Marvin Winans and the Perfecting, and that has a effect on his whole Perfecting organization if Donnie comes out and he's part of it. So it's all this domino effect.
I hear you, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how we are so, we're congratulating the brat
Right.
for being 48 years old.
She's having a bouncing baby.
As a goose.
You said,
and she's with pregnant as a goose. And she's with a woman. Mm-hmm. And we're rationalizing and we're saying that that's okay. But then on the flip side, we're saying, well, this guy that we know once practiced homosexuality can't come out, and he keeps having these questionable encounters. Mm-hmm. That's so contradictory to me.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it is. It really is.
He's got to reel it in before he winds up being like a Zach Timms.
Right. Because like you said, you don't know.
See, what I'm trying to figure out is, I'm wondering, now either he was gay and getting with a man, or he was out there buying some dope.
Well, that's what you were saying. Is there recreational stuff going on or what?
Because a lot of the saints do drugs. They do, y'all. Y'all be doing drugs. Y'all be smoking, snorting, and shooting. Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering, did the dope man, was he out, buying something? I don't know.
Because we didn't get really why he was there.
Now, this part is, he didn't go into detail like he did with the hotel.
No, he didn't.
And I think the reason why he went into detail at that hotel, so I went on in and did a little research. Amen. Praise the Lord. And I'll just say this. It was some major inconsistencies.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It was some major inconsistencies. And, that place, it's a nice hotel now. It used to be a trap, mm-hmm. but it's a nice hotel now. And, like they had mentioned to me, when his, because what he got 500,000 followers or whatever. Yeah. So when his story started going viral, I'm trying to use this stand. Oh. When it started going viral, quite naturally, you know how the saints are. They calling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what he did, without even, probably realizing it, he gave that hotel some negative publicity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Saying that
he didn't say the hotel.
His latch to his room. So what kind of trap are you staying in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then after they start getting calls, so now they gonna start saying, well, no, that's not, that's not exactly true. But so I don't know. But
What?
I think that this is a Jesse situation is getting ready to happen. And if he does not get himself together, and I hadn't thought about this when I first did the story and posted it today, but I'm wondering, is he involved with drugs?
It's a little
Because
interesting.
this is just a little too Billie Holiday
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, you running around with a Louis and who's gonna bend over to tie their shoe?
What did he do?
He bent over to tie his shoe.
No, just say what the 2 words. He did what?
He he turned his whole tail up to the heavens to tie. Who bends over on a street of downtown New York?
Well, if you try to get attention.
But see, that's what made that piece run out of that hotel room that came up in there when he was doing that anon.
But you know what he'll do? He'll come back tomorrow or someday real soon and start having some, timelines and some more. You know what?
Right, because see, he has more time to think of
Yes,
it and think about it
yeah,
and
yeah,
lie more.
yeah. He'll come and cuss us out and curse us to hell, and then he'll go and have some kind of
And see
timeline.
and they have to be careful with that, because when you start doing that, then the Lord will allow
Oh yeah,
something to really where that's one of the things you have to be careful about, because then something can real embarrassing happen
right.
and you're not going to be able to explain it away. You're not going to be able to, you know, give some kind of level of justification to it. So anyway, and the term I got jacked. He went to this black legislators event. He was not physically attacked, nor does he say if a gun was drawn on him.
Right.
He might now. Well, the other benefit of the doubt that I tried to give him is that he may have been scammed once he paid for the homeless man's food, and a short period later he was, robbed because maybe they saw him pull out some money. And
Mm-hmm.
then I went on to say that we just saw this flyer that looked like a death announcement, and we don't want a real one.
Right.
The singer does not need to travel alone and stop whatever he is doing.
Stop it.
You're going to cut it out now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Cut it out now. Warning comes before the destruction. You was jacked. You were on foot. You don't have a car service, sir?
The people that brought you there didn't provide any type of transportation?
I mean, James Hall is running around in a Benz.
Right.
I mean, why you didn't drive to Albany?
Yeah.
Or why wasn't your car in a lot or somewhere? You're Donnie McClurkin.
The more and more we talk about it, the more and more it just seems like he was really out. He wanted to see the city. He wanted to see the folks. He wanted to.
He was
and I'm trying to be
out
nice.
getting him some dope.
I'm trying to be nice, but it's not looking.
Like you said, the more we talk about it and the more that I think about it, that was a transaction that may have gone bad. Now, at first, I was thinking it might been some down low situation, but the more that I'm thinking about it, he might have been buying some drugs. Or wouldn't it be devastating if we found out he was on cocaine?
It would be, but you know what? We didn't really know that Zachary Timms was, and some other ones. We just thought they were filled with the Holy Ghost, filled with the Spirit. They were just happy and go lucky.
And see,
because...
then he kept saying his medication.
Yeah, he kept. Yeah, you like, I can get some more medication. I bet you can.
Right. I could get some more dope. See, that's what it is. See,
I bet you can.
Because, see, my thing when he kept on saying his meds, and see, people that's HIV positive typically say meds. That's who normally say meds.
That's true.
It's normally
That's true
HIV
too.
positive and homosexual people say meds.
My med.
Other people that's like on high blood pressure medication and diabetes medication, they say, "Oh, I got to take my pill."
Mm-hmm.
They don't typically say meds.
I gotta take my blood pill. I gotta take my.
I gotta take my high blood
my
pressure
heart pill. Yeah.
Most people that ain't hide what's wrong with them, they go and say, "Oh, child, I gotta take my heart
pressure.
pill. I gotta take
my pressure.
my pressure.
Yeah.
I gotta take my diabetes." They go to tell you. It's only when they got that hideous disease that they start taptoeing and dancing around what's wrong.
Torn through the tulips.
Right.
Mm.
I gotta take my meds, and they got to see. He was somewhere calling his doctor and had to immediately get some more Victoria, whatever this stuff is that they be saying.
I don't know. Yeah,
Ernest Larkin. Let me tell you, Ernest Larkin. I can't stand him.
That's from Oakland, right?
Ernest Larkin.
I know who he is.
Who's had AIDS, I think, 100 years.
Yeah, I remember he said that.
He came to Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
Oh, let me tell you.
Oh, Lord.
Ernest Larkin from Olivet. That took my job because I was Gordon Humphrey's first adjutant. I was serving in armor bearing for Gordon Humphrey before we even knew what the term was. And you can ask Greg Hunter, and you can ask any of them niggas over there that was on Brockhurst.
Ain't he the pastor now, Greg Hunter?
Ask Dana Robinson. Ask Jeffrey Williams. You can ask him. So anyway, and see, Greg brought all that trash from Berkeley Mount Zion.
Ain't he the pastor now?
He the pastor, and they over on Peralta and Sam Williams' old deal. So Ernest Larkin came to Atlanta and got robbed down there on Cypress. And they took his money and he and his airline ticket and everything. And he was staying, I won't say the friend that he stayed with, he was staying with a friend of mine, and in his little clutch or in his bag was his medication. And my friend, they were trying to rustle up the money to get him an immediate flight back to California. And my friend said that within about maybe 24 to 48 hours, Ernest was so sick he could barely even walk, and he was throwing up and had severe diarrhea simultaneously.
So he had full blown.
He was so glad to get Ernest out of his house. Right, because see, he was so sick. They had to first figure out how they was gonna get some medication for him, and then they was ready to get him. He was ready to get him out of the house because see, he didn't have no more money or no credit card or nothing like that. So whatever was going on with the hotel room, that got jacked. And he was here in that state for about a week.
Oh my goodness! And I've heard him tell his testimony for those who think that we are,
Well, I could care less after he been told of the night.
That you said that because that goes along with the meds that we were
The
talking about.
medication, and back then he
Yeah.
was calling it meds.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh.
But like
So
someone said, it
all of
might be
this,
prep.
and
It
see,
may
you
be
know, we
prep.
didn't, and see, you remember at the Stella Awards, we thought he had dropped dead. You remember
Wait a minute. I remember that. I remember
See, I don't forget nothing. I got a memory of the elephant. You remember he dropped dead. It was and they had to take him via ambulance to the hospital. See, he didn't have a lot of close
Yes,
encounters.
he has. So has Donnie.
That's that's who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Donnie,
right. Yeah. I
Donnie
thought
fell out at the Stellas in DC, and he be in and out of the hospital taking pictures of it. And
yeah.
I don't know why they want to take pictures in the hospital laid up in these hospital
I
gowns.
know, and they do it all the time. That's so stupid.
Well,
That's
see, he was
disrespectful.
probably said, not unless you think Donnie's scamming us and raising money.
Well, I don't know. I don't know
And then he
what
said
his.
the gifts don't have to be replaced.
Yeah.
Don't try to contact him to replace. Those are material things. I just see, my thing is, if somebody draw a gun on you or rob you, you would say that they drew a
He
gun.
never said it. Never said it.
No, he specifically says that he got jacked. 1, 2, 3. He says he uses the term jack 3 times in this post. He said, I got jacked tonight after a wonderful ministry concert event in Albany, New York with the Black Caucus Assembly members, Latrice, and then he goes into all these details and tells
Yeah.
these folks' names
Unnecessary
and the
details.
governor and all of
Yeah.
that. And
Getting back to you getting jacked.
after a powerful Sunday service, posted below, let's go. Finally got an Amtrak home and got to Manhattan to transfer to the LIRR, whatever that is. And then he says, for the second time, I got jacked. Oh, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't like this kind of teaching.
Read, Rita.
Come on here. My Louis Vuitton duffel bag, my iPad, meds, passport, vaccination documents, etc. They got my Gucci belt. Lord, they got my belt.
My God.
Oh, Lordy Lord.
My God.
Got me as I was tying my shoe after paying for some homeless person's meal. And for the third time, one for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Ghost.
I got
They jacked.
They said that's the
me.
Long Island Railroad.
Good God Almighty, as my dad would say, but all is well. Those high-end gifts carried sentiment, but they can be replaced. Send no replacements. God's got me. The passport, meds, and things can be replaced and life continues. But thanks to God who gives me the victory,
Hallelujah.
to God who has preserved my life yet again, Donnie, I wasn't hit, hurt, or rendered helpless.
So he put his bag.
Gave your bag away.
So did he put it on the floor and then bent over and tie his shoe? So they just took your bag?
I prayed, and I'm still praying for the man who took my bag and things that he would find Jesus and that the blessings of the Lord would be upon him. Things will get better for him after a while.
Well, a brand
And
new
then
step
he
says,
said they took his Invisalign, Lord, my teeth.
well, they said it sounds like a bad Tyler Perry script. That's what they said in the chat.
Child,
Oh,
this sound, this, see, it's just, it's got too much. And see, he's doing something and then he's attempting to get ahead of it.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
says these, these bizarre posts. And it's like he's confessing or like he's telling on himself before. And see, that's the other part. See, he's got to tell on himself before they tell on
Right.
him. See, he's jumping to proceed, if they come out with something.
Just in case anybody recorded it and saw him that he didn't see. Everybody got a phone.
Or just in case they try to extort him and he says, oh, I'm not going to give you a dime. I'm going to tell on myself. Because,
Let's just
see,
hope.
if he keeps on doing this, he gonna that 17-year run with that radio show, that's gonna be over.
It's going to be the real obituary for the show. But another thing we got to think about, people get real nosy and start Googling people's medications.
Right.
So we going to hope it was just for some anxiety or some high blood pressure. Because if somebody who
Because
sold it,
this here, it's just, it's, I said before the last time, I said sometimes some situations you just got to take on
yeah,
the chin.
yeah, and stop trying to get out of it.
You just got to take on. We would still like him. So you really don't think he could come out and say he's a practicing
He can
homosexual
do whatever he
and
want to do, but it ain't gonna work good for him. That is not gonna work out for
you
him.
think it would be you think it would be difficult?
Yeah, because a lot of, not
See,
everyone.
even if you're not right,
Uh-huh.
we want you to at least stand
Yeah,
for right.
just don't make me have to make a decision about you. Don't make me have to make a decision. Just be the shape and form that we
But
picture
so
you
you
as.
don't think he would just, well, in some places they probably wouldn't allow him to go.
He go to Africa a
But you
whole
don't
lot.
think he could just start, it's not enough alternative churches and homosexual churches to keep him going?
No, not the real money. It's like the Republicans and the right wing. The real money. They're sitting in Congress and they're sitting in on the House of Representatives. All this making these rules against gay folk and against trans people, but a lot of them are bisexual, sleeping
Yeah,
with
like
trans.
Santos man, the man
Right,
from New York.
right. He a whole drag queen in Brazil allegedly. So. No, no, it wouldn't work out. They want you to be what they expect you to be, not what you really are. It's just like with Tony. It's like, he did all that with Lexi and everything taped. Daryl Walls kisses a boy on Instagram, but he's still okay.
But see, that's the thing. It's who we make excuses for the people that we like.
Yeah, yeah. But I
But
just don't
see, then
know.
now the flip side of it is, and maybe I just haven't kept up, but is Daryl? See, I don't see Daryl. I don't, and maybe I'm just not aware. the stuff that I see him posting, he working out and trying to show his body.
Well, and now he was on with Travis Malloy tonight. He done made a new CD or something with him. They doing something.
Well, did you see that? Did you see that top, that crop top that Travis came out in?
No, I did. I missed that one.
Oh, well, you gotta Google it. Let me see.
Hold, please.
He's got a whole crop top. It looks like a little mini tee that.
With his billions, trillions, and things.
No, but it's cropped.
Is he wearing
his
it?
body is glistening with oil.
Oh, let's see.
It might be on his Facebook page.
I'm looking on his Instagram now. I don't see it on there. Let me look on the Facebook. But Travis seems like he's zesty. He seems like he's,
He said zesty.
He seems like he loves everyone. And that's fine.
Also that he's non-binary.
Yeah, he loves everyone. I get that from him.
I don't see. I'm trying to see because they sent that picture to me.
Oh, I see it right here.
Yeah, show the Saint.
This one here,
right? And you see that V cut.
Oh yeah,
going down to his pelvis area.
Man, I can't wear that.
Now, see, I can wear something like that, but I would wear that at home. I wouldn't wear that out for you to see. And then, he's covered in tattoos. You see those tattoos?
Yeah.
So now, with a heterosexual man, well, let me stop.
Well, heterosexual is that a word people use anymore?
Everybody's got questions about that man that's on the cover of Ebony now. I don't even know.
Oh yeah. What was his name?
I don't know, but what's the term you use? Bestie. That was very. And then you got all these people talking about the emasculation of the black man and
right.
all of it. So
was he on Essence or was he on Ebony?
I think it was Ebony.
I think they're trying to revive Ebony with him, huh? That's what it seems.
I don't know,
like.
But he got his legs crossed and he don't have no shirt on and he's puckering. Yeah. See, now what is that?
I don't
see. That looks like an OnlyFans.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
He's some little wannabe actor, child. I don't.
Quite a bit of stuff. Somebody will say it later.
I think his name? It's Jonathan something.
Oh, Jonathan Majors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors. Yeah.
So, well, man, I don't know, but I really, I'm gonna say this in all sincerity. And I know that I can sometimes be messy or perceived. I'm concerned about him.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about him, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because a man with his level of talent is so overwhelmed by whatever he's doing that he's making that poor of decisions.
Yeah.
And the more that I'm thinking about it, Chris, the more that it has recreational drugs hovering.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of gay folks do recreational dope. See, we had a friend that he was a Phi Beta Kappa, and Brandon would pull out his little
And
thing
just go
right in front of us
for it
and
and
do
take a bump.
cocaine. And I
Bump,
told him, I
bump,
said, now
bump.
look, Brandon, you're not gonna be able to do no cocaine up here in front of me, like, you know.
Just free,
I just said,
willy-nilly.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, he, just put it on, and just, I said, well, what are you doing?
But that's as
He
common
said,
as
oh,
it
I'm just
is with
hitting a
people.
little. He said, I'm just hitting a little powder,
Yeah.
Will. I'm just hitting. I said, hitting powder.
You a drug addict. You know that?
You know, you are a junkie.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm wondering, was he copping? Or maybe he didn't. No, well, let me hush. You think he didn't have enough cash to pay for it? Because, see, we don't be cash out. Who's carrying money and stuff anymore?
Nobody.
And they said, oh, you got to give me your bag because, you know.
But you don't have a police report. That kind of, even when you know.
You don't mention police at all.
No. So you're just going to be a target every time you go out to creep, you know. They're going to jack you.
So Larry Drayton says, Lord, the pot calling the kettle black. Okay, so now Larry, let me go on because you want to go on and go there. Okay, because see, you look like you are on some type of dope or just got out of rehab because your whole jaw is crooked. There's something wrong with your whole jaw is not in line. Now you want to call. First of all, let me tell y'all something. I am so open about who I am. If I was caught up into something,
right,
I would be just like Jives or any of the other ones and just go on and tell you. Or by now, I have so many people that hate me and don't like me for articles and for things I have exposed. By now, some man would have come forward and said that they have had me.
Yeah, I've looked at his profile. It ain't even working.
No, it ain't no pot calling no kettle black. And I like money and nice things too much for me to do any type of dope.
No, that's right. Me too.
I'm not in. I don't even drink.
I don't have that testimony.
Any kind of way, and in drugs. So I let me go on and get that straight. And you supposed to be an Omega. It ain't no pot calling the kettle black. We're discussing current topics and what's going on. Please, we ain't sitting up on no dope, and Chris Show ain't on no
show.
Ain't on no dope because he too fluffy to be.
I would be thin as a rail if that was the case.
Right. If he was doing some drugs.
Maybe I need to start.
The thing about it is,
maybe I need to start sniffing up everything.
I can't. I have an excessive personality anyway.
So yeah. You can't do it.
Do no drugs.
Donnie's watching. We love you, Donnie. Just have questions. That's all. We just have questions.
You know what? I know that's not real.
Oh, it's real.
I think that's somebody.
Oh, it's real. We just had questions, Donnie. That's all we had questions. Just questions.
Come on. He can. He's more than welcome to come on.
That would be great.
I'm not gonna back down because if that's really him, and that he's on there, he gonna see somebody's screen recording. So it ain't.
It's definitely him.
I'm concerned. We have some levels of concern. If you would like, you're more than welcome to join the live. and share any level of insight as to these two bizarre encounters that you have had that, makes us some level of concern.
Send him a request. Can you send it?
I know you did not.
No, you can. You can go to him and just send him a request.
Let me say, but I don't think we're friends, so I don't know if it will.
I don't know how that works. It should.
Oh, well, I do. You know what? Now, whoever that person is, it did show up, but it doesn't have the option where I can send.
To go live.
So I don't think that's him. I think that's probably somebody that
it's the same
that wanted
picture.
to see. They wanted to see if I. Now listen, let me tell y'all. Sir William ain't no punk, baby. I stand firm to my conviction. Y'all wanted to try to throw. I don't think that's really his page.
It's the same picture, but I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, my brother, we're concerned, and you've had but God is good
all the time.
He's had 2 close encounters, and the Lord is spared. And see, that's what I used to that's what I tell people. I say, y'all got to be careful, because you don't want to be in a situation where something embarrassing happens,
right?
And you can't explain it away.
Exactly.
That's the part that can get to be that can get to be bad. I'm trying to. How do I come out of this?
What are you on?
I was trying to get back to my safari. So, well, anyway, I see that whole situation didn't throw me off.
Well, I don't mind interviewing you, Donnie. I'm on YouTube, the St. James Group. Look me up.
Yeah, and he can come right here.
And right here, we can do it tonight. On tonight.
What did Beyonce say tonight? What did you think about sand dancing with her
is that her son?
Her women.
Sand trying to stay young.
So I teased her, and I said that I told her, I said, now that was a bad black dress that she had on.
Well, Sand Franklin can dress. I mean, we gotta give her that.
She's been dressing since she came from Chicago with that little lace camisole.
Because she went from Chicago to Oakland,
she don't like
right?
to say she had that on when she came up in there, and when she came up in Olivet and sang for Gordon Humphrey. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't know who this girl was that came in here and that was naked. So I don't know what I have done. Y'all know I am so
technologically.
It has me so handicapped until I don't even. So like even on the iPad websites that I frequent, I just keep them open.
Oh, okay.
So I can just click on the little thing and just go from whatever, because I don't know how to figure out getting to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't just hit something. And this ain't nothing but the trick of the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I go back to my safari? How do I go back to where across the top it'll say all the pages that I have open.
Were you on your iPad?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because, see, I can't even see what my next topic is.
Here, let me just shoot them out to you.
Okay.
And
I got them.
you got them?
Okay, I got them now.
Okay.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. But see, now that's going back to...
Who were you talking about, that female preacher out of control? Is that one that was cursing that boy on the drums?
Oh, okay, so that's my next topic. Let me go to my page. Yeah, because I had to talk to Evan about that. No. Okay, so now we dealt with Donnie. Okay, so let's deal with this spirit of delusion and confusion. So the brat has revealed that she's pregnant at 48.
Mm-hmm.
She said that she thought it wasn't in the cards for her anymore. I'm okay, so this is my thing. I'm trying to figure out how do we... Okay, so maybe normal is not the correct word or the correct term to use.
In regards
but
to what?
Everything that we knew to be how things were supposed to be or supposed to be defined, that is constantly being ripped away.
Because are you talking about it? You would have thought that Big Booty Judy, her girlfriend, her wife, would be the one pregnant.
Well, I thought that's the spirit of delusion and confusion, because I thought the brat was the stud.
She is.
So why would she be the one to be to do this most feminine and female act? I thought the other girl that she's married would have been the sacrificial lamb.
That's what I would have thought too, but I've seen this over and over again. We look up and the one who is more masculine or the one who really looks like a dude is pregnant. I've seen it over and over again. Because she's a stud. And they like they don't want...
And then everybody's gonna get mad because I'm gonna say it's a spirit of delusion and confusion. And see, that's just all that it is. That's all. And I mean, I just don't get it. I would have thought that the other girl would have been the one to carry the child.
But she's older too. I think she's older. I know she's had she's had a few kids. Judy. And the brat.
So maybe she can't carry.
Yeah, that might be an issue there, possibly, because she's older.
Well, and then they doing and then see, everything is so money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's so fake and so figuring out a way to stay relevant. And I don't know. I was, now maybe I'm contradicting myself, because I liked the hovering idea of wondering, was she a dyke?
Oh,
rather than knowing beyond shadow of a doubt that she is.
well,
the brat.
Yeah, but why you accept that with her, but want other people to hop out?
No, but what I'm saying is, that's why I said maybe I'm contradicting myself, because I preferred, like, even MC Light. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like Queen Latifah and different ones that you ain't got to say necessarily what we know.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I liked it. I just
I think
liked it.
it just throws all of our psyches off when all of a sudden the
Well, see, I
stud
think
comes
that
up
that's what
pregnant.
all of this. I think that that's what all of this whole weird sexual. Like, I remember being a teacher, and I would literally hate to be a teacher right
Oh
now,
no,
because
yeah, I wouldn't.
you don't know who to say. You don't know to say Mr., ma'am.
Oh, well,
When you
that's true
calling home,
too.
you don't know what kind of
There's a lot of pronouns,
situation.
and then you
Yeah,
can be fired for not saying the proper pronoun.
exactly. And so when you call, just like, okay, so your kid could be Christopher St. James. When I call and say, well, hello, may I speak to Mrs. St. James, or what
Hmm.
have. So then I learned, because they were either not married to the father or whatever, or they had a different last name from their child.
Right.
So I learned to say, yeah, I had to quickly adapt and say, may I speak to the parent or guardian of Christopher St. James? He's a
Right.
student in my class,
That's what you
and
have
so
to
you
say.
have to, figure out, and and it's just, I don't know, it's just, everything is just so questionable. Everything is so bizarre now, until we have no idea of what is quote unquote normal.
Yeah.
And then I'm just wondering what kind of, you know, too heterosexual, I'm just gonna say,
Yeah, you beating around the tulips and the mulberry bush. Come on out with it.
heterosexual people, and what is supposed to be good, decent, wholesome family situations, have some kids that come out effed up.
Uh-huh.
So now, what kind of kids are coming out, are being produced from these bizarre situations? I'm just
It's
wondering.
it's it's really it's a lot to explain to kids now.
It's a lot to explain to kids. And then what does the kids say to their, you know, you remember coming up, you was concerned about your mom coming to the school if she was overweight.
That's true, or in
You
curlers
know
in
what
her
I'm saying?
head.
Or if there
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
anything, unique about your parent or
Mm-hmm.
your father,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
kids got on edge, about it. So, what are kids saying now? Are they just being
But you know
socialized
what,
to
William?
accept?
The kids now, though, they have such, a lot of them have such a higher um, thought process on sex and sexuality and family structure. A lot of them have two dads. A lot of them had two moms, and it's like a norm. So in our minds, we're saying, "Oh, they're going to be so confused," but in all actuality, it's a normal thing that's going on in schools these days because the teachers have to honor whatever their family structure
So,
is.
and then that's a problem, because legally you're forced and
Yeah.
you're regulated to do it in school, but other aspects of society is not doing it,
No.
and not necessarily having to be enforced to do it.
Right. Right. I mean, it's only going to get.
Because, see, I'm gonna tell you one of the things. So Sunday we went to Ray's on the river for
That sure
dinner.
looking nice too.
I Thank you.
That.
And, but okay, so this is the thing, and I think that this is going to have to stop. These higher end restaurants are not going to be able to ask men to remove their hats in the dining room anymore.
Yeah, 'cause we went to
Because so
Ruth Chris. Oh,
because so
yeah,
they said, well, we want you to, they said, well, sir, uh, you need to, we asked that you're setting yourself up for a lawsuit.
yeah, you are. Yeah.
First of all, you calling somebody sir that you don't know what their
Mm-hmm.
pronoun is. You're making a value judgment and an assessment. So I think in a minute we're going to have inside buildings, churches, courtrooms. You're not going to be able to do that hat thing anymore.
They sure made we were at Ruth Chris on Easter, and they made my mom take off her hat. It was, yeah, and I didn't fight it. We didn't fight it. She had a big brim, like sun hat, like women's hat, not like just
Yeah.
yeah.
But see, what I'm saying is the more that you start going to this other extreme, you're going to have to stop that.
You are. You are.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They, who is to say if you're going to go and say, okay, well, we got to use this pronoun and we got to be accepting in this area or with that, then how are you going to be able to say that if I'm saying, if you're feeling like I'm a man and I can't do this, well, in my mind,
Now I'm a
I mean,
woman.
it's just
Yeah.
it's too much. It's too much, and so then you're gonna have to get into a point. That's just like when I was at the gospel music workshop, and they were saying, "Oh, take your hat off." I said, "Honey, I'm not taking my hat off." Well, we in the sanctuary. This ain't no sanctuary. This is a rented hotel ballroom, and I'm not taking my hat
they get
off.
real
And Albert Jameson is not getting ready to stop or put me out because I have a wide brim on. So,
right.
I mean, in a minute, we're going to have to, because see, then all it's going to take is one suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because see, in a minute, and I keep thinking about, especially with Kojic and some of our Pentecostal and PAW and some of these other, it's just going to be a matter of time when one of these trans evangelists is going to want to be a supervisor. It's we just 15, 20 minutes away.
And it's a 501c3.
And then now, come on, and you collecting millions of dollars.
And that's what's going to get them. And
I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering when is it going? When are you going to be able to have a same sex spouse sit on that platform with the rest of us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because see, it's just an inch.
Yep.
It's just an inch from somebody that got a boy. Mm-hmm. That's gonna say, "Oh, I'm."
Now they got they boyfriend adjutant sitting on the platform with
right.
them.
They got their adjutant. That's how they doing it now. But see, it's always gonna be that one bold one.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna want to have to cover and lie. They gonna want everybody to know I'm their husband.
That's right. That's right.
It's just a matter of time. We just 10, 15 minutes away from it. I'm just saying, and it because it makes no sense. How can you be so liberal in one area and then you want to ask somebody in a restaurant take their hat off? And that's old European and antiquated. Most people don't even know where the tradition of a man taking his hat off comes from.
Right. They just been doing it.
They just do it. You come, and the reason why it was considered to be disrespectful because in Europe they were nasty.
Right.
They were
I
nasty,
remember that story.
And Europeans threw the trash onto the street out of the window.
Right.
And so men walked and wore wide brim hats so that when the trash was falling out of it would not get on their suit and their clothing while they were walking. That's why traditionally men walked on the outside of the curb and women walked in, because most people would toss their trash. They wouldn't just go to the window and just drop it straight down. They would toss it out. And so that's why you wore your brim, because in that time they wore wide brims like Abraham Lincoln that were wide brim, so that it could cover and protect their suit and their clothing.
So it makes sense.
And then they wore those coats with the shoulder cape, and that shoulder cape was generally detachable, so that anything that was, your hat was filthy or dirty or something got on your outer cape, you could take your hat off and you could take that off, and then you were still nice and still clean and still well dressed. That's where that tradition came from. Napoleon Bonaparte, when they went to war, got tired of seeing the soldiers wipe snot on their uniform. So that's where the tradition of buttons on a man's cuff, because when they would go to wipe their nose, those buttons would hit their nose and remind them that Napoleon did not like to see their uniforms with all those mucus stains on it, because they would be out there in the cold fighting. But see, I'm a historian, so you get a little bit of all.
I don't want to tell Donnie, that's what we do over here. We educate.
I wonder if he's still here, or if that was him. I don't know.
It was
really him.
It was. It was.
But I mean, so I don't know if he. You think he was gonna stop? That you thought we were that I was.
No, we still gonna hold fast to what we believe.
But anyway, so that's what the tradition.
But you're right. A lot of them in the comments were saying you right. We are about 10 minutes away from that lawsuit.
I mean, and especially our traditional church, we're gonna have men. Because I wear hats.
Yeah.
And I wear long hair. So either it's going to be a mess. Either my hair or my bun is going to be messy, or and I've been thinking about it more and more. Like, this is, because see, the thing about it is, you can't be far-fetched in one area and then you want to come over here and be traditional.
They pick and choose. Yeah.
And see, you're not going to even be able to. You're not going to even be able to mainstream it, and especially I'm going to tell you where we can challenge it. See, we're going to be able to really challenge it in public and government buildings, and, federal places like that. Now, private, they'll still be able to do their thing. But over here, like, see, it's just gonna be an inch, because why am I gonna have it? Why, if I'm a man, why I gotta take my hat off in court?
Right. Yeah. That can be challenged as well.
Why I gotta take my hat off?
Yeah.
So now you're gonna force me to identify.
Right. What if I don't want to identify as a man today?
See, that's what I'm saying. So it's all these. It's all these open, and well, speaking of identifying, I wasn't going to report on this because I thought it was so saturated and just kind of asinine and just kind of ridiculous. But I know we're supposed to have separation of church and state. But I'm thinking that it's getting to the point where we need some kind of regulation when it's starting to come to these really out of control, off-brand, church situations. Now, this clip of this guy, I don't know who he is. I don't care who he is. I'm not interested in his name. Just a mere fact that he had a casket on, even though he is as thin as he is, he had a casket on that was so fitted.
You talking about
in the waist and the upper part, and then had the sequin sleeves. And it was almost like, you remember that clip? That's when I first even became aware of who Gertrude Stacks was. You remember she had that gold St. John on.
Yeah.
And
and she flipped the thing.
And she was getting ready to hand the mic to the boy. And just
mic,
And see, he's such a faggot. He was imitating.
He's imitating her. Yeah.
He was imitating that whole act, because it wasn't nothing.
They love to imitate
kind of
facts.
Holy Ghost or no kind of spirit that was going
in that building. Nothing
that would make him just go to just rocking and rolling like that.
And then he felt like he fell out.
And then why did all of them have to? First of all, he's barely $105.
Yeah.
So why did all them boys and toys had to go to hold him up? And
they over there
then
playing
the boy
church.
Then the other boy, the fat boy, his arm is in a sling. You need assistance. So how are you trying to assist somebody and your arm is been dislocated?
And then they over there sitting in them big chairs like they apostles and
they ain't apostles. They sitting in them baby shower chairs.
Yeah. Oh, these folks.
I'm so serious. I'm so sick of all this Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck.
I am too.
I don't know what to do talking about church. And then they get mad when you say something about them. And they said that the boy did a live cussing folks out. Well, how you supposed to be saved on Sunday and laying hands and carrying on with your dress on? Well, you just wanted to put on a dress.
Just put on a dress.
Just go to wear you a skirt, girl. Just go to put it.
You want to look like Mother Stacks? Go ahead and put a dress on like Mother Stacks.
Go on and put you a John on.
Yeah. They all up there in them robes and dresses.
Like they be trying to say I'm trans. Baby, if I was trans, just as I'm dressed now, I would be dressed. And I would be in a tall 6-inch Louboutin every week. And can put them on and wear them better than most of these chicks can.
It wouldn't be looking like these.
It will not
clowns.
Be leaning and creeling and they wouldn't be turning over.
Woo. Yeah, I think.
Anyway, y'all, the clip is so bizarre. Isaiah is going through the service.
Where are they at?
And he's a friend of he's a Facebook friend of mine. He's a drummer.
Where are those people at? That church? Do you know?
Who cares? They somewhere.
Who cares?
Well, it's somewhere out of North Carolina.
Okay.
They did tell me. Let me see. They did tell me exactly where it was, and I was so. I so didn't care.
Who cares?
Yeah, it is so.
They just over there playing church
just,
anyway.
But I'm wondering, are they looking at themselves? You know what I mean? Like,
because it's sad. It really is sad.
It is. Okay, that's Isaiah. Let me see. And Isaiah has gone through this entire. He's going through this entire service, and then he put. This is what he put up. I love this lady.
I'm sick of sisters. I get so sick of sisters, I don't know what to do. I'm sick of sisters. I get so sick of sisters, I don't
And she's still saying that.
That's the one and only Francis Kelly.
Francis Kelly.
I love Mother Kelly. Okay, so now his thing has gotten, oh my gosh, it's gotten over 200 and some odd comments because the boy told me who the guy is and exactly where he's from. I mean, but this is it's so many people that have commented.
Yeah.
But it's somewhere out of North Carolina. Ooh, and then he was looking around, and then just went into that. But see, I'm gonna tell you what they are, and you're not gonna like it. See, these are y'all crazy ass episodes.
They probably some bootleg
You know,
coaching.
I know we cut something.
They probably some bootleg coaching.
It's a different kind of crazy over there with you episodes.
Jesus only crazy.
Now, the only thing that I liked, the only thing that I liked about this crazy clip, I do believe if your leader goes in,
then you better go.
Now that's the only thing I couldn't totally fault them. I said, now he went. Now I said, now they got that part.
And
now.
they must be apostolic because when our leader went in, you better go in, or you would have
go in. Even if you don't feel nothing,
you better find something to feel.
And you know me, I'll just go to bouncing, because I don't even know how to dance anyway. So I just be bouncing.
Because when Bishop
dancing, so let me do something too.
If Bishop Price stopped dancing and surveyed the audience, you better have been shouting.
But first of all, it took so much for Nathan Simmons to go in that most people, by the time he would shout, most people would be laying on the floor anyway. Ooh, I miss him. Well, anyway, Isaiah has just totally demolished this whole situation. But you know what? I'm trying to. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. What do straight women be thinking when they see these bizarre guys in church?
The portrait, because they used to.
I remember Charmaine said one time, because Charmaine's husband came to AIM. And so Charmaine's husband was he was on the I got them from the airport and stuff. And so Charmaine came in first, and then her son and husband came in like a day later or something like that, and I got them. And then picking them up, going back and forth to the hotel. And so Charmaine's husband asked her, he said, baby, where all these gay boys come from? And so
this is the church of God in Christ.
Well, honey, what do you? Charmaine's so sweet. So she said, well, honey, what do you mean? It was. And so he said, you don't see all these gay boys. He said, I think instead of going home on Friday, he said, I think me and he said their son's name. He said, I think we're going to go on and leave AIM on Thursday.
You had to get the hell out of there, huh?
Exactly. And so she said, you know what? She said, she was, because we was all on the van talking about it. And she said, you know what? She said, it's almost like we have become immune to it, that we don't even see it anymore. It doesn't even register.
Yeah.
Anymore.
So as you say,
and so I guess maybe that's what it is with all these Pentecostal women, that they have become so accustomed to seeing these bizarre gay boys in church that they don't even really necessarily see that everybody sitting in there is like um EJ or
King.
or Dwayne Wade's
Yeah.
son or daughter or
Yeah.
whatever he's supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you know, or like blue
Blue
Ivy
Ivy.
Blue.
You don't know. You don't know if that girl is of.
Oh no, she's got the spirit of a dyke on her. And Ray Charles is dead and blind, and he could see that. Oh no, she's a man.
Some man,
She's
baby.
a full-blooded man right
She
now.
be like looking
I
though.
mean,
She be like,
do you see? And she be dap
yeah,
walking with
yeah.
her daddy. And see, not only is she a dyke, she is well aware of who her parents
Oh,
are.
definitely. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She walks and she daps like a nigga, baby. She, and you know, and her and her father have a relationship like they almost like they boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when she walk in with Jay-Z, she walking in just as hard as hell as he is.
Yeah.
Now, why we don't ever see her with her mama?
Her mama too busy somewhere making money.
But we never see that little dyke with her mama.
Nah.
Have you ever seen her with her mama?
I've seen her, you know, but you know, younger, not like now. Yeah.
I have not seen. Now, Beyonce doesn't really go out, or if she does, well, yeah, because it was she was shut
Everything.
down. But
Yeah.
like the last time, and I really hated that I didn't get a picture, was her and Jay-Z came to one of the Warriors finals game.
Mm.
And because see, now you know they know me.
Oh, really?
I was the final Destiny's Child concert. I was a special VIP guest and on the front row.
That's right. And how did you acquire that?
Because first of all, Michelle is a coach.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Ooh, they
grew up in Willie James Campbell's church.
Oh, did she? In Chicago.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of preachers would say, "Hallelujah, Beyonce." You know, they would.
True.
You know, they would be speaking in tongues and saying Beyonce's name. But yeah, so if you go back and look at that final Destiny's Child concert, that was the one that was recorded in it was Phillips Arena then, but now it's State Farm. I'm on the front row.
Oh wow.
In a suit and tie, like a church boy, looking
like you was going to convocation,
right? Sitting up there, I'll never forget what I had on. I had on a navy blue window pane suit and a red, silver, and navy striped bow tie. I was back to, and I don't. But anyway, so the last time I was like, and physically saw them and spoke to them was at one of the Warriors games, but she wasn't with them then. And I'm wondering if Mama's just too female or too much of a woman. You know what I'm saying? Where she relates and wants to hang with her father more.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? That age though, William, they are not, you can't get any prissy girls anymore. They're like all looking kind of, you know, more masculine. It seems like to me. I don't know. That
girl walks and she when they coming in, she got them shades on. She got them shades on. See, I'm wondering when he's going. You know, he's going to produce her.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know he's going to produce. So she's somewhere in the studio right now laying a track.
Yeah. Yeah, he's prepping her. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it in the Holy Ghost. Yeah. I see it in the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost has told me. Yeah. The Spirit of the Lord. Speaking of Holy Ghost, I get that. I guess that's why I'm so dangerous in this industry, because with this bizarre, I'm so churchy. When this bizarre stuff happens, I generally almost either have already been or just know exactly what
Uh,
church
uh,
that is going down there. Like, I immediately recognized and said, "Oh, this is Evan Major's church." And then I was looking at it, and then I said, "That's Evan. That's Josiah. That's Evan's son." And so what wasn't making sense was, I know Evan. Where's Evan to allow this woman
right.
to go off on his son publicly in service like this?
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to figure out, like, why do we use what is that whole witchcraft
Yeah,
manipulation
voodoo,
stuff that we do in
witchcraft.
the
That's what it
Pentecostal
is.
church? Like, we want to use God like he a weapon, like he a
And
Glock.
this is what she told me in 48 hours. You better. Girl, get out
Well,
of
see,
here.
my thing is, why didn't the Lord show
Right.
her that this is the son?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how it happened? Evan rents his building, and so he has church at 12 o'clock. They were have the girl Danielle that's a former porn star.
Mm.
She's jump starting her church,
Oh.
and
Before.
she's using or renting Evan's building on Sundays at 5 o'clock. Well,
Mm.
she wasn't even there. Danielle was in Oakland somewhere preaching, and she had this woman from Anniston, Alabama, I believe, in her stead
Mm-hmm.
for her little people,
Yeah.
And but she's talking about and trying to do the whole Paul Martin thing,
Yeah.
and so I think that, first of all, if you really all that, baby, then why you not traveling with your own musicians?
Exactly. Right.
And then whatever requirements that you require or that you have, you work that out in the office before you hit the floor.
Right.
And I
Right.
just don't feel that subcontracted musicians is obligated to sit in your
No,
service.
not at
Now
all.
I can understand Paul, felt like it was disrespectful, because if they're were members, then perhaps they need to sit down. But you got a lot of people that are musicians and being paid to play, and they're not even of the same faith, that
Don't go to the church.
they
Not the
don't
same
go to the
faith. Yeah.
church. They
Yeah.
don't even, they don't, they could be playing for an apostolic church and they grew up AME, or they could be Kojic and well, generally it's the other way around. It's generally Pentecostal
Yeah.
musicians that are so good, they having to go to Baptist, AME, CME,
Because
and
the
they having to
Pentecostals
go.
won't pay them like the Baptists will.
Right. Our Pentecostal churches are not as traditionally and financially structured
Right.
as
Mm-hmm.
some of the other, and so they're going over there. But I just don't think that, and I'm gonna say this, and y'all ain't gonna like it. I'm sick of these out of control. I really want to use the B word, but I'm just not. But I'm sick of these out of control, evil ass women in these pulpits with these 26-inch weaves and too tight, too little dresses on, trying to strut and throw hair and throw weave and read somebody over the across a mic,
Yeah.
and they think that's anointed, and they think that that's supposed to be hot, and that's supposed to be a draw, and it's not.
They're trying to
You're not a
be.
Juanita
That's what they're
Bynum.
trying to be, Juanita. That's what they're trying to
Well,
be.
and she's a poor, and this girl was a poor imitation, and so that wanting to, and see, that's why I have a problem And that's why Paul and them said, women be silent in the temple. Go in there and sit your ass down and be quiet. Because when they start talking,
Yeah.
and when they start talking and you give them a little inch, they go out of control.
Yeah.
And I know you preaching women on here going to get mad, but you just going to have to get mad. Y'all are out of control.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
these pulpits. Y'all too catty and say too much and want to read and just, you know,
And I
you're
don't
supposed to be
understand how they think that is the love of God and you're God's messenger. Jesus didn't speak like that. So I don't know who you speaking on behalf of.
I just couldn't believe that first of all, Josiah, okay, now I'll say this. Some teenagers look like grown men and women.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Josiah is a boy, and when you physically see him or encounter him, you know that he is a minor. He is a teenager.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have no excessive mustache or hair on his
Exactly. Yeah. And
face or
he's like
whatever.
17.
He is very clearly a 14 or 15-year-old.
Well, they said he's 17.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
But you know that he is a teenager. And so that was a real harsh read and coming at a child. Now, I somewhat fault Josiah because he should have went left on her
Right there.
and said, hey, this is you renting my daddy's church.
Right.
This is my daddy's building, ho.
Yeah.
And you see what I'm saying? See, like I would have.
And no, I ain't
all the
gonna play for you. I ain't playing nothing.
And the part that makes it so bad is Evan asked his musicians to try to stay and help Danielle out.
Right.
So it's almost like he put them in this position or in this situation where they can be damaged and not have, and so that's the thing that also was so bizarre, that if you got all of this going on, then you should be traveling with your own musicians and your own people, and you should be you should
And
be
she not, and I
prepared.
think wasn't that her husband talking about in the background, get out of here, his henpeck ass.
And then so Evan called her, and they got real rude and nasty with him.
That's what he was saying. Yeah.
When they called, because he did, he issued a response or what have you, and then at first when he found out, and I just thought that he handled it right, because when he found out that the chick was married, instead of stepping to the wife,
right. He went
he
to the
did
husband.
talk to the husband, and then she got on the call and started interjecting. But I just, because I'm gonna tell you somebody that, even though they say she's such a great preacher, but it was a lot of out of control stuff.
I don't want to hear that. I hate that. You're not a great preacher. You're a joke. You're a joke. Well, one thing.
Well, Susie would do a lot of little stuff in that mic. And I don't know what comes over them when they in front of people and they have that mic.
Yeah.
And they feel empowered. And I don't know. That whole thing was foul.
But like he
was
saying,
wrong.
though.
And I really hope. Josiah's been through a lot. He lost his twin sister.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In that car accident.
Yeah.
That's the same church. You remember when the people, you remember that was his father that laid hands, and you remember Tim Clinton put it up and said he said, what in the dominoes is going on here? You remember when all the people fell like dominoes?
Yes.
That's
That was his.
Evan. That's
Oh,
Evan,
okay.
and that's the same church. And so that affected him. You know, he's a teen, and you know, he's lost his sister, and then and then his daddy pastors a church called Radical Nation, and his dad is, you know,
And
I wouldn't say that Evan reads people, but he's, you know, he's mystical and prophetic himself, and then he has a nice building, but to try to make ends meet, he's
got to rent
renting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's putting him in sometimes in a precarious, you know, position. And so I just my main thing is not you know, adults and not Evan, because grown people can, you know, bounce back. My thing is kids.
Yeah.
And that boy got to get up and go to school.
Yeah. And you know what I hate about it?
And he's on a viral video.
And what I don't like about it, you're such an anointed prophetic apostle. You didn't see that this boy, there were some things going on with him. You know, God didn't show you anything to bridle your tongue, so you don't.
Because he ain't showing her nothing, no way, other than putting that wig on and that tight form-fitted dress that she was switching back and forth that she got from Forever 21.
And if you're watching, go back to the altar, honey. Beg God.
beg him.
For some anointing, because your anointing is slipped by you. It's gone. It's gone.
Ain't got none. And do right and call. I'm giving you 24, 48 hours.
Give it to
call Evan and apologize.
We giving you 48 hours to call and apologize. Oh, the wrath.
Everything you done to me.
Coming back. But you know, Larry raised him a good offering tonight.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Say that was nice. Say that was nice.
Mm-hmm. So he went on Larry's today?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, why did he raise him? So what was the point of him raising him some money?
He raised it for the son. You know, Larry got some spiritual offering.
And so how much you think they brought in?
Well, Larry sent him $1,200, and he was doing 12s. The suggested amount was $12. So they was coming in. They was coming in. I'm sure he got, you know, when he raised that money for Carlton Pearson, I think they said he raised $50-something thousand in that one sitting for Carlton. Yeah. That's why Carlton was over there crying like a baby. I would too.
I sure would. But y'all want me to cry? My Cash App is down there right now. Y'all, I will cry and everything else, y'all.
Yeah.
My Cash App and my Zelle and I don't know, but it looks like, I hate to say it, but it looks like you was right. It looks like this whole situation, he's going to be totally unfazed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it seems, I don't know if what was the lady's name that got sued by Cardi B? It just doesn't seem like.
She's quiet now. Tasha K is quiet. I think she may have been served with something, because she's quiet. Now, Whitehead, he's still going crazy over saying that Larry, called the cops on him, called the feds on her. He went on
Well,
yesterday. He went
now
crazy.
there's some I've done some research on that, and there is some level of truth to
Larry
that. And
did
what I
talk to the
really
feds.
do,
He
what
did
I
talk to the
do,
feds.
he did.
Mm,
Larry talked to him, but I don't think Larry sought them out. I
No.
think the informant called Larry or sought
Yeah.
Larry out, because I really don't think Whitehead is I think Whitehead is a pawn, and some of these guys that um that the mayor has called himself mentoring.
They want the mayor.
They want the mayor. They want the mayor,
All the
and they're closing
articles,
in
all the articles.
on his.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they closing in on his associates.
They are.
And so that they can use them and put pressure on them to get them to talk and say something about uh, uh, Mayor Adams.
Because
Yeah,
those
that
newspapers, the New Yorker, the Daily Mail in New York and all that, there's a story about Whitehead, but they do not leave Adams' connection out
they
of it.
they 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 tie him
Yeah.
to him every time.
Yep. Yep.
And but the informant has such, that guy Brandon has such a horrible reputation and a rap sheet a mile
Right.
long.
Right. That's what's going to be, and that may be one that they
And
have
that's going
to.
to be difficult because but see, that's where they start doing all of these plea
Yeah.
bargains, and that's where it's going to be questionable, because how, with this guy's past, how is he credible to say anything about
Yeah.
anybody?
Yeah. And I think
But that guy had a conversation with Larry, and that's how Larry knew that all of this was getting ready to come down the pipe.
yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll say it's going to be interesting, but I don't know, it just seems like she's quiet, and it seems like, or
There was something.
maybe he cut her an offering.
I don't know. Because
Maybe he
that's
cut
all it's about
maybe
with her.
maybe he cut Tasha an offering to get her. And see, a lot of people aren't like me, where they stand so firm on their convictions. They don't, they're not fazed by that. So maybe,
Yeah.
where compromise or possibly compromise your integrity.
But
Because
see,
all of a sudden you're talking about something every week, and I'm coming with this and I'm coming with this, and then bam, you're saying nothing.
nothing at all. But see, Larry had alluded to they were hooking up with Cardi B's attorneys. Because she ain't paid Cardi B yet. So
Well, I don't think she's ever going to pay Cardi.
I don't know.
See, the thing about it is, a lawsuit, if you're not a corporation, it's really, really difficult.
Yeah.
It is really difficult to collect
Yeah.
on a lawsuit. And then what they require you to be like, does anybody know who you bank with? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
have to know who that person is banking with, and all of that, to, really. So it's just too
Well, the
difficult
IRS does
sometimes.
find out where you bank with to garnish your wages. So they will find out. They definitely do. Yeah.
I don't. That's a lot of wages that would have to garnish on that girl for her to be able
And
to get.
I would have
What
thought
is
they
it? I
would have
think
been
it's
getting
almost $3 million that she was awarded.
no over 4 million, 4 point something, or close to four. Yeah, like 3.9 or something. I know it's close to 4 million. Yeah. But all I had to say this week, because I noticed that I said, it is silent night around here. I ain't heard nothing about Larry. The,
It all of bam.
yeah. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
The plot thickens.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing that keeps getting interesting about him, though, his whole level of style of reporting has totally changed.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he said that. He said it
to
changed.
what to what I have, seen and heard. Because
Yeah.
I don't but I don't know. But see, it's always consequences.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
always consequences, and I don't care what nobody say. They gonna have to circle back to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, now I'm like that girl. I'm just calling it out.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
calling it out. No, so well. Anyway, my dear brother, it has been
It
real.
has been an interesting evening.
It sure is. Listen, and the plot thickens.
Maybe Donnie will hit you up and he'll want to do an interview with you.
You know what? I certainly welcome it. I really like him and like his music. I really do. And I just, I hate I'm saying, but I would really, it would be devastating if something bad were to happen. It really would. And so that's the thing that we have to be careful about when we out here creeping.
Yeah.
And everybody has their proclivities.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and now, but I do like that he tries to get ahead of it
Mm-hmm.
before it's a situation.
It just be so
But
many holes in it. We
and
just can't.
and and it's so
Yeah.
bizarre, and so you know why. That's just like when Henry in the wheelchair, the Koji guy, Henry in the wheelchair. um he was paralyzed he got shot when he was 13.
Mm.
And so he would uh have these encounters and pay women and stuff
Mm.
to you know
While he
uh,
was in the wheelchair.
uh-huh. And so one time, uh, he was laying in the bed and he's paralyzed, so he can't get up and walk. And so the hope was just walking out with his laptop, his cell phone, and everything. So we were at Bobby Henderson's church, and we were
You
sitting
stay
up at the
right there.
repack. Right, and he was saying, "Oh, please, 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 please don't say." And honey, the hoe just walking out with his.
just
And he
collecting.
can't
Just
get up. He can't get up and can't do nothing. And so,
Mm.
so Beverly joined and said, "Well, Henry, why you always getting robbed?"
Why they always robbing you?
She said publicly at the dinner table, "Why you always, every time you go somewhere, why you always getting robbed?"
Because he keep putting himself in them predicaments.
And he kept putting himself in those predicaments and kept dealing with. And Henry could come to Atlanta, and I would, pick him up or sometimes, take him around. Henry could come to Atlanta and go, and maybe I didn't even know Magic City would open. I think the earliest I have taken him, God rest his soul, he's dead now.
Is he
But I
dead?
think I have taken Henry to Magic City as early as like 11 o'clock.
Oh, he got a full day of hoes and
And he
strippers.
would sit in there all day and night watching them hoes shake
Oh,
their
that's
butt.
funny.
And he liked Blue Flame. He liked Magic City. And he liked Club Nikki, baby. And he could roll that chair up and he would sit in there all and give them the saints money that he had just
But is it, wasn't
prophesied.
he a pastor?
He called himself a prophet.
Well, he was just helping out.
Hey, I said, and I told him, I said, Henry, this has got to stop. Now, Henry did stop going to the strip club like the last 2 or 3 years that he was alive, but that Henry in that wheelchair. And I called him Uncle Henry. And, you know, it was so funny. I knew something was going on because we we would fall out, but we had a real bad falling out in St. Louis at one of the convocations. And I hadn't talked to him in like a couple of years. And he called me. He called me and he said that he was calling different people that he had fallings out with and was getting things right. And he called me and he said, "You my nephew. I love you." He said, "I hope you forgive me." And, you know, what have you. And I said, "Well, Henry, you know, I don't know. See, when I hate you forever. You know?
Forever, ever.
And so I'm not one of those, you know how people, you know, like I don't say stuff that I don't mean. So you know how like people say, "Oh, I love you," and you automatically say, "I love you back." I don't do that. I
You
don't
just
do
say,
that.
"Oh, okay, that's nice."
I said, "Oh, okay, well, thank you," or what have you, and go. And so, you know, just because he had that conversation, and that's why one of the people that's on that keep on telling me I need to have a conversation with somebody. You don't have those conversations because you don't necessarily know how the person is going to respond. And the person can be especially if the person can be a SOB like me. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're saying, and just because you feel, and see, most times I haven't done anything wrong to anybody because I really try to be careful with how I treat people and what I do, you know? But it's not a guarantee that they are going to you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I
just
mean,
like you coming to me saying, "Oh, forgive me," and blah blah blah, and then you know the most people, most people are going to feel like, "Oh, and I'm sorry too, and forgive me."
it may not work out like that.
And
I
I'm
mean,
not like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like that. I said, "Oh, okay, well, you did me wrong or what have you.
Let's
You want
talk about
forgiveness." Okay, well, you know, and go, because I was and he told some of our mutual friends, he said that William is cold and shrewd. And, you know, because I was in the right and I hadn't wronged him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and so, and that's one of my areas. That's one of my areas. I can hold a grudge. See, I can hate you, and then I will hate your grandchildren because I can't stand your black ass. And that same blood, amen,
It's
is flowing through
them, so they act like you. Yeah, yeah.
See, I'm like Romeo and Juliet, baby. Well, you know, we hate your whole family, and the dog and the cat, and everybody connected to you. See, no.
Well.
See, I ain't never even met Larry's wife, but I can't stand him, so I can't stand her. I can't stand those kids. I can't stand nobody.
At least it seems like she's
And
very
see, that's
nice.
why I know my limitation. I know that the Lord has to help me.
He has to help.
Amen.
You
And
got to get that bitterness out your heart.
I'm on all of y'all pray for Sir William. I'm being transparent. So don't F over me and mess up because
because it'll be over.
Yeah. I did about 30 recordings. I got And I never said nothing. She said, "Oh, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna do this." And I said, "Oh," I said, "Well, I've been recording you." I said, "And I can just place them online at any moment." I said, "So I don't really think." See, most people not ruthless as I am. You see, this got to be embedded in your heart.
That's why
See,
they
you
get
got to be. I'm like Rupert Murdoch. I'm like, you got to. Some of that got to be it. So it's just certain things. You just don't.
That's why
Because
they
I'm
get the
always.
scrambling when you
Well,
walk in.
but I'm always thinking ahead,
Yeah.
and that security. And
Yeah.
see, all you got to do is hang and be around long enough, and a person is eventually going to let their guard down,
Right.
or they're going to make a slip, and and then that's just your insurance policy in case.
Yeah.
And it's too, and so you have to walk very circumspectly now, because it's too easy to record people.
Yeah.
It's too, you just have to be, you have to just, I mean, you just have to, we have to live our lives as if we're under surveillance.
Yeah. Yeah. Donnie.
Just like somebody told that man, and he came on here, if you say that was him.
It was him.
That's how it is.
It was him.
I don't know. I don't.
I guarantee you it was him.
Because I think if he would be bold enough to do that, I don't know. I think that's somebody that that makes those pages. But anyway, we've been on here 3 hours. I'm gonna get on off.
Oh my God, yeah, I gotta go. All right, y'all. Y'all make sure you do Cash Apps. They down there, and Venmo, PayPal, and everyone follow me